The mouse of the day is Spellcasting Cindy. Don't forget to smash like, guys, and subscribe. And also, if you want to get some of your own mouse of the day trading cards, go down to the link below or awesomecheesemouse.com. Spellcasting Cindy, along with all of the other mice of the day, 1 through 85 is what we're at right now, are going to be in the set. I'm currently deep in the heart of the Enchanted Forest, home to Spellcasting Cindy. This place is far from the hustle and bustle of the cheese village. Unlike the other mice who scurried around collecting crumbs and avoiding predators, Cindy spent her days practicing magic. Her home was a tiny moss-covered house nestled between the roots of a towering oak tree. It was a cozy place with vines crawling up the walls and mushrooms sprouting along the windowsills. And inside, Cindy's magical world unfolded. Cindy wasn't your average mouse. She wore a tiny pointed hat adorned with a silver star and carried a small wand with a glowing star at the tip. From the moment she had found the wand tucked away in an ancient hollow tree, she knew her life was destined to be different. The wand had chosen her, and from that day forward, Cindy dedicated herself to learning the art of spellcasting. She wasn't alone in this magical journey. Cindy had a trusted companion, Olaf the owl, and he had been caught in a spider's web until Cindy freed him one day with a simple flick of her wand. Since then, Olaf had been by her side, watching with those wide eyes. On this particular morning, Cindy stood outside of her mossy little house, the crisp forest air filling her lungs as she twirled her wand between her paws. She was practicing her favorite spell, levitate, which allowed her to lift small objects and make them float gracefully through the air. Around her, a collection of pebbles, leaves, and twigs hovered in a delicate dance, spinning and twirling as Cindy whispered the spell's incantation under her breath. "Fly, fly, float away," Cindy chanted, her whiskers switching in concentration. The objects obeyed, rising higher and higher with every word. Olaf, perched on a tiny mushroom nearby, said, "You've almost got it, Cindy. Just a little more focus." She'd come such a long way since that day when she first found her wand, but still so much to learn. The forest was full of secrets, and Cindy was determined to uncover all of them. There were spells for everything, changing the weather, growing plants, even talking to animals. And Cindy wanted to master all of them, but first she needed to perfect the basics. As the pebbles and twigs continued to float, Cindy's mind began to wander. She'd been practicing for weeks now, but something felt incomplete. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't seem to cast spells beyond a certain level. Her magic would work for a while, but then would fizzle out, leaving her frustrated and just tired. Maybe I need to explore deeper into the forest, Cindy thought, lowering her wand as the objects gently floated back to the ground. There could be something out there I haven't even discovered yet. Maybe something that will make me even stronger and make my spells better. Olaf fluffed his feathers and looked at her with a curious expression. "You think this forest is really hiding even more magic?" "I'm sure of it," Cindy said, her eyes shining with determination. "There's so much we don't know yet. Ancient spells, hidden knowledge, it's all out there waiting for someone to find it." Olaf hooted thoughtfully. "Well, if anyone can uncover the secrets of the forest, it's you, Cindy, but be careful. The deeper into the forest you go, the stranger things get." Cindy nodded. She had heard stories, tales of strange creatures and magical traps that lay hidden in the forest depths, but she wasn't afraid. With her tiny star wand and her trusty owl by her side, she felt ready for whatever challenges may lay ahead. That afternoon, Cindy packed a small satchel with everything she might need for the journey. A few berries for energy, a small glowing vial of water that she enchanted with light, and of course, her spell book. She had spent years scribbling down every spell she could learn, from simple levitation charms to more complex incantations like summoning rain, or even growing plants with a single touch. As the sun began to set, casting a golden light over the forest, Cindy and Olaf set off on their journey. The path was winding and overgrown with moss-covered stones, marking the deeper ways into the woods. Cindy felt a thrill of excitement in her chest. This was the farthest she'd ever ventured from her tiny little mouse home. The deeper they went, the more the forest changed. The trees grew taller and denser, their twisted roots forming natural bridges and tunnels. Strange, glowing plants lined the path, casting an eerie blue light over the entire forest. Every now and then, Cindy would stop to collect a particularly unusual leaf or inspect a sparkling stone. But as they ventured deeper, something unusual began to happen. The air grew thicker, almost as if the forest itself was alive, watching them, testing them. Cindy could feel it in her bones. This was no ordinary part of the woods. There was powerful magic here, older than anything else she'd ever encountered. "I can feel it. We're getting closer here," Cindy whispered. "Olaf, this is something big." Olaf flapped his wings nervously, his wide eyes scanning the shadows. "I feel it too. I'm not sure if it's friendly." Cindy took a deep breath, her heart racing. This was exactly what she'd been searching for, something ancient, something powerful. But now that she was standing here on the edge of a magical discovery, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was going to go wrong. Cindy's paws trembled slightly as she stepped further into the heart of the Enchanted Forest. The air was thick with energy, humming with a magical presence that she'd never felt before. Even Olaf, usually calm and composed, ruffled his feathers and shifted nervously on Cindy's shoulders. There's something here," Cindy murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. Her star-tipped wand was glowing in her paw, reacting to the powerful magic that it was sensing around her. She could feel it pulsing through the ground, through the trees, even through the air. As they continued deeper into the forest, the trees seemed to close in around them, their branches twisting and turning and curling in every which way that defied nature. Strange lights flickered in the distance, and the faint sound of whispering voices drifted on in the wind. Cindy couldn't understand the words, but they sent a chill down her spine. "We need to be careful," Olaf hooted, his voice low. "This place is alive with old magic, ancient magic. You don't know what it might do." Cindy was afraid, but she'd come way too far to turn back now. Whatever this place was, it held the answers that she'd been seeking this whole time, the key to unlocking the full potential of her magic. She could feel it in her bones. As they pressed on, Cindy noticed something up ahead. Through the dense trees and glowing plants, she could make out the shape of an old stone archway, half hidden by vines and moss. The stones were covered in runes, their surfaces worn smooth by time, but still faintly glowing with a soft blue light. This must be it, Cindy whispered, her heart racing, the source of the magic. She approached the archway slowly, her paws brushing against the ancient stones. The runes hummed beneath her touch as if they were alive, responding to the presence. Olaf perched on a nearby branch, watching cautiously as Cindy examined the archway. I've read about things like this, Cindy said softly, her eyes wide with wonder. These runes, they're protective spells. The archway must be guarding something important. Olaf hooted nervously. But what? And should we really be messing with it? Cindy didn't answer. Her mind was already racing, thinking of the possibilities. If she could decipher the runes, she might be able to pass through the archway and discover the secrets hidden on the other side. But the magic here was strong, and she knew that one wrong move could be dangerous. Taking a deep breath, Cindy raised her wand and carefully traced one of the glowing runes with a star-tipped end. For a moment, nothing happened. The forest was still. The only sound was the faint rustle of leaves in the wind. But then, with a low rumble, the runes on the archway began to glow brighter, their light intensifying until it was almost blinding. The air crackled with energy, and Cindy could feel the magic surging around her, responding to her spell. The vines covering the archway began to pull back and reveal a shimmering portal within the stone frame. The portal glowed with an otherworldly light, swirling with colors Cindy had never seen before. Blues and purples and greens mixing together in a mesmerizing display. Cindy's breath caught in her throat. She had done it. She had unlocked the archway. Olaf hooted in alarm, fluttering down to Cindy's side. What did you do? Where does this portal lead? I don't know, Cindy admitted, her eyes wide with awe. But it's calling to me, I think. I think it's the source of the magic. Without hesitation, Cindy stepped forward, holding her wand tightly in her paw. The portal shimmered and pulsed, inviting her in, and Cindy felt an overwhelming urge to step through it. She wanted to discover what lay on the other side. Olaf flapped his wings frantically. Wait, Cindy, we don't know what's in there. But it was too late. Cindy had already made up her mind. She took one final step forward, disappearing into the glowing portal, leaving Olaf behind, hooting anxiously as the portal began to slowly close behind her. The moment Cindy stepped through the portal, she felt a rush of energy surge through her. It was as if she stepped into another world, one filled with pure, untamed magic. The air crackled with power, and Cindy could feel it flowing through her, filling her with strength and knowledge she had never known before. She found herself standing in a vast, open clearing, surrounded by towering trees that glowed with a faint, magical light. The ground beneath her paws was soft and mossy, and the air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers and fresh rain. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient pedestal, and atop it, a glowing crystal pulsing with soft blue light. Cindy's heart raced as she approached the pedestal. This was it, the source of the magic. She could feel its power radiating from the crystal, beckoning her closer. As she reached out to touch the crystal, a voice echoed through the clearing, soft and melodic yet filled with ancient wisdom. You have come very far, the voice said. You seek knowledge and it's within your reach, but beware, for this power comes with a great responsibility. Cindy hesitated, her paw hovering over the crystal. She had worked so hard to reach this point, but now, standing at the threshold of something so powerful, she couldn't help but be scared. This was a decision that would change her life forever. But Cindy wasn't one to back down from a challenge. She had come way too far to turn back now, so with a deep breath, she reached out and touched the crystal. In that moment, a surge of magic flowed over her, more powerful than anything she'd ever felt before. It was as if the entire forest, the trees, the sky, the earth itself, had given her strength. Cindy's wand glowed brighter than ever, and she could feel new spells, new knowledge flooding into her mind. When Cindy finally let go of the crystal, Cindy knew she was different, stronger, wiser. She'd unlocked the true potential of her magic, and the forest had accepted her as one of its own. As Cindy stepped back through the portal, returning to her mossy little house in the forest, she knew that her journey was just only beginning. With her newfound power, there were endless possibilities and countless spells yet to be discovered. And Cindy, with her star-tipped wand and her wizard hat, was ready for whatever came next. Do you guys mess with spellcasting, Cindy?